Yes, I
Yes,
have
ma'am.
started. Yes, good morning, everybody. So today we will be seeing the last block of 8051 microcontroller, isn't it? Already we have studied remaining all blocks of microcontroller, and yesterday we will not be able to complete that interrupt control unit. Only interrupt control unit is remained from this block diagram, I think. Hmm? Remaining blocks we have studied. Okay, so I will start with the presentation. Okay, so I will have to share the screen. I will share the presentation with you so that I can start with the presentation. Can you observe the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
मॅम जरा स्क्रीन हे करा लय खूप
Okay,
बारीक दिसते.
okay. Now is it?
Ma'am, full screen करा.
Huh. Can you see now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes
Yes,
ma'am.
you can see. Okay. So we have studied the whole block diagram actually. Only what is remained is the interrupt concept. Only interrupt concept is remained. Interrupt control unit is there inside 8051 microcontroller, and that interrupt control unit today we are going to study. So yesterday I have given you one example of the interrupt. I will give you one more example, but before that we will see how many interrupts are there in 8051. Now in this table, what you can observe, how many interrupts are there? How many interrupts are there? Can anybody please answer me? Our
5.
5 interrupts
5.
are there, starting from 0 to 4. Okay, some people say there are 5 interrupts and some people say there are 6 interrupts, because 2 interrupts are related with the serial port. So if you consider serial port as one interrupt, then there will be 5 interrupts. If you consider two different interrupts of serial port, then there you can say that there are 6 interrupts. So 5 is also correct answer and 6 is also correct answer. Okay, so now in this table, what you can observe is there are 5 interrupts. One is INT 0, second is timer counter 0, third is INT 1, fourth is timer counter 1, and fifth one is serial port. So this is what is the precedence of the interrupts which are present in 8051. The sequence of the interrupts is like this. That is, the first priority is always given to the external interrupt 0. The second priority is given to timer counter 0. Third priority to external interrupt 1. Fourth priority to timer counter interrupt 1. And then priority will be given to the serial port. So in serial port, actually there are 2 interrupts. One is called as RI and another is called as SI. Uh, RI and TI, sorry. So TI means transmit interrupt, RI means receive interrupt. So when 8051 is transmitting, it will generate a transmit interrupt. When it is ready to receive, it will generate a receive interrupt. So these two interrupts are related with the serial port. Okay, you can also observe in the table there are addresses related to these interrupts. External interrupt 0 has some address which is 0003H. H means hexadecimal. 0003 is a hexadecimal value. H indicates it is a hexadecimal value. Timer counter 0 has address of 00B, then 13, then 1B, then 23. See, there is some synchronization between these addresses, and therefore you can remember these addresses. The first address is 3, the second address is B, the third address is 13, and then fourth address is 1B, and fifth address is 23, like this. Okay, so these addresses are present for 8051 interrupts. Okay, so first let us study what an interrupt is. Okay, so all of you know that what an interrupt is. Can anybody tell me what interrupt is? Can anybody tell me what interrupt is? Be fast because we have very small amount of time to discuss these concepts, and we have to clear about all these. Tell me what interrupt is. Yes, students. Students, what the interrupt is? Can you tell me what the interrupt is? Hmm? What the interrupt is? Yes? What is it? No. Suppose you are there in a home and you are reading a book. Okay? And you have a bookmark. All of you know what bookmark is. Okay? If you are reading a book and while reading a book, a telephone rings. Then what will you do to respond that telephone ringing? What will you do?
Keep
First
the
of
book and
all,
receive the call.
yes, yes,
Keep
yes,
the
tell me.
book and receive the call.
Okay, stop the reading process and receive the call. That is what you are doing. But you have to perform all these steps logically as far as computer is concerned, because human beings have common sense, but machines do not have common sense. This is the main difference between the machines and human beings, isn't it? So what the person reading the book, consider the person reading the book as CPU. Okay, so what the person reading will do? He will take a bookmark, he will put a bookmark in the book so that he can resume his reading where he has stopped. He will close the book and then he will approach towards the ringing telephone. Okay, consider ringing telephone as interrupt signal, and to respond to this interrupt signal, what a person will do, he will pick up the telephone and he will talk to the person who has called him. And when his conversation ends, he will keep down the receiver and again go back to his place and open the book at the page where he has left, and he will start the reading. Okay, the same thing happens with central processing unit in computer as well as in microcontroller. Okay, now if some interrupt signal is generated, then what CPU will do? CPU will stop its normal program execution and it will save its context where it was. You can compare this with the keeping bookmark in the book. So the CPU will save the context, and after saving the context, what CPU will do? CPU will address to the interrupt signal. And while addressing to the interrupt signal, what CPU will do? CPU will observe the address of that interrupt, and that address of the interrupt shows the location of memory where the address, the interrupt service routine is stored, and it will execute the interrupt service routine. And at the end of the interrupt service routine, it will encounter the end of the interrupt service instruction, and at the end it will execute the instruction what is called as return instruction. When it executes a return instruction, the execution of CPU will return back to its normal program execution where CPU has stopped. This is what is happening in case of microcontroller 8051 also. Okay, so now how you can define the interrupt? In a simple way, you can define interrupt as a signal produced. It is a signal produced externally or internally to grab the CPU's attention for some work. Okay, so technically, how can you define the interrupt? Interrupt is an event which is used to suspend. Suspend means to stop or halt the normal program execution for a temporary period of time. Okay, so the normal program execution will stop for a temporary period of time, and in order to serve the request of another software or hardware device. Okay, so any hardware device or any software instruction can produce the interrupt signal, and it has some task to do. Okay, and that task to be done by CPU. So the interrupt will raise a hand to request the interrupt service. CPU will respond to this by temporarily stopping the normal program execution. It will do the task for the device which has raised the interrupt, and when this task is done, it will return back to its normal program execution. Okay, are you clear about the concept of the interrupt, definition of the interrupt? Yes, tell me, then and then only we will move forward. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
students. Yes. Okay. So in simple words, what you can say, interrupt is a signal generated by external hardware or software instruction. Okay, to grab the attention of CPU. To grab the attention of CPU means CPU चं लक्ष वेधून घेण्यासाठी जो सिग्नल जनरेट केलेला आहे त्याला काय म्हणतात? त्याला इंटरप्ट असं नाव आहे. तुम्हाला जर मला प्रश्न विचारायचा असेल तर तुम्ही काय करता? हँड रेज करता. हँड रेज केल्याबरोबर मी माझं शिकवणं थांबवून तुम्हाला काय शंका आहे ते विचारून तुमची शंका मी सॉल्व्ह करते आणि मग पुन्हा टीचिंग चालू करते. हे तुम्ही इंटरप्ट प्रोसेसशी काय करू शकताय? जोडू शकताय, कनेक्ट करू शकताय. सो इट इज व्हेरी सिमिलर. ओके, सो एक्सटर्नल हार्डवेअर डिव्हाइसेस and even the programmer can raise interrupt by using instructions. Okay, so this is what is the definition of the interrupt. So such interrupts are used in 8051 microcontroller. So basically there are two types of interrupts. Okay, so which are those two interrupts, two types of interrupts? One is internal interrupts and another is external interrupt. Okay, the meaning of the external interrupt is that some external event will generate the interrupt signal and suspend the normal program execution of microcontroller. Such a type of interrupt is called as external interrupt. And 8051 microcontroller has two dedicated pins for this external interrupt. So your external device has to be connected to these two pins in order to raise the interrupt signal. And as we have seen earlier, the names of these external interrupts are INT0 and INT1. So you remember INT0 and INT1 are the external interrupts of 8051 microcontroller. Okay, there are three internal interrupts of 8051 microcontroller. Now what is the meaning of the internal interrupts? Internal interrupt is generated from 8051 within itself. The blocks of 8051, they are generating interrupt. If this is so, then it is called as internal interrupt. And as we have seen in case of 8051, there are 3 internal interrupts. Okay, which are those 3 internal interrupts? One related to timer 0, which is called as timer counter 0 interrupt. Second related to timer 2, which is called as timer counter 1 interrupt. And third interrupt is related to serial communication. There is a serial communication block inside 8051, with help of which you can or 8051 can communicate with the external world serially. So 8051 communicates with the external world serially with help of 2 interrupts, namely RI and TI. RI means receive interrupt and TI means transmit interrupt. When 8051 is transmitting the data, it will raise the interrupt TI to grab the attention of CPU. And when serial block raises this TI interrupt, the CPU will do the transmission job for serial controller. Okay, so similarly, to receive the data from external world, the serial control unit or serial communication unit of 8051 will raise interrupt called as RI interrupt, which is receive interrupt, to grab the attention of CPU. And when this interrupt is raised, the CPU will stop its current program execution and it will receive the data from the external world. So this is what is the function of various interrupts which are present in 8051. Dear students, are you clear about internal interrupts and external interrupts? Yes, respond to me and tell me their names. Be quick. We are running out of time. Be quick. Respond to me. Or communication must be two-way. It must not be one way. Never. Tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me. Which are the 2 external interrupts? Tell me. Yes. Be quick.
Internal or external?
INT1, INT0.
Correct. INT1, INT0. And which are the internal interrupts? Timer counter. Yes. Timer counter 0. How many timers are there in 8051? There are 2 timers in 8051. That's why I'll be conducting test on features of 8051 microcontroller. You should remember all the features of 8051 microcontroller. It is very, very important. There are 2 timers, timer 0 and timer 1. So 2 interrupts are related with these 2 timers. Timer counter 0 interrupt, timer counter 1 interrupt. And remaining interrupt is related to which block? Tell me, Vedant. Yes?
External interrupt.
No external interrupt. It is a serial communication interrupt. It is a serial communication interrupt. Once again, remember, INT 0, INT 1, timer counter 0, timer counter 1, and lastly, the serial communication interrupt. There are 2 serial communication interrupts. Which are those? It is very easy to remember. For serial communication, which 2 operations you are performing? Transmission and reception, isn't it? So accordingly, we have 2 interrupts, transmitting interrupt and receiving interrupt. Okay, in case of serial communication. So all these are the interrupts of 8051. So you have to study side by side. Okay, so there is necessity to study. Okay, now there are 2 ways of giving interrupts to microcontroller. There are 2 ways to raise the interrupt. Okay, one by executing software instruction, and another by sending hardware signal. So as I told you, INT0 and INT1 are hardware external interrupts. To these pins, you can connect external devices. Okay. And similarly, user can write a program, and in that user can raise an interrupt by writing instruction. Okay. So by writing instruction also, you can raise interrupt signal, and this type of interrupt is called as software interrupt. Okay. So again, there are two types of interrupts. One is called as hardware interrupt if it is if it is raised by the hardware, and the interrupt is a software interrupt if it is raised by instruction. Okay. Are you getting the point? Tell me. Tell me. Yes.
Repeat करा ना मैम.
Repeat karu. Okay. What is the meaning of hardware interrupt? Hardware interrupt is a interrupt raised by hardware. For example, device like a keyboard, device like a display. If such a hardware is generating a signal, hardware means what? Which is physically present. So if the devices which are physically present, they are generating interrupt signal, that type of interrupt is called as hardware interrupt. And if suppose user is writing instruction, interrupt instruction within his program, and that program is run on 8051 microcontroller, then that type of interrupt is called as software interrupt. If user is raising interrupt in his program by writing instruction, then that type of interrupt is called as software interrupt. Now is it clear?
Yes ma'am.
Now, what is use of interrupt control then? Okay, now we have studied the whole concept of the interrupt. What is meaning of interrupt? What are different types of interrupts? So this we have studied. But now we will see what is the function of the interrupt control unit. So this unit is responsible for processing interrupts. Okay, and it will allow the devices or programs to interrupt the microcontroller for variety of reasons, and it will also serve the interrupt requests. Only raising the interrupt is not important. After raising the interrupt by device or by software, CPU has to process, and in order to process, the programs are written, and these programs are called as interrupt service routine. Just like function, such programs are written, and these programs will work for that device. Suppose if your display is raising the interrupt, and there is a service routine for the display to display some message, then that service routine is executed by 8051 microcontroller, and it will do a work for 8051. अरे कुणाचा तरी नॉइज येतोय बरं का, म्यूट करा बरं. ज्यांचा नॉइज येतोय त्यांनी म्यूट करा, बाकीच्यांना डिस्टर्ब होतंय. कोण आहे, कांगणे का? हा, म्यूट करा जर तुम्ही बोलत असाल. शक्यतो बोलू नका, डिस्टर्ब करू नका, नाहीतर समजणार नाही. एक तर आपण ऑनलाईन डिस्कशन करतोय, फिजिकली प्रेझेंट नाही आहोत, तर डिस्टर्बन्स आपल्याला नको आहे. ओके, सो व्हॉट आय टोल्ड यू नाउ, the interrupt unit is responsible for processing of interrupts. Okay, it allows the devices or instructions to interrupt the microcontroller for number of reasons. Okay, so this is what is the function of the interrupt control unit. To process the interrupts is the function of the interrupt control unit. Okay, are you getting the thing? And the second function of the this unit is to serve for multiple interrupts by using what is called as priorities. So what will happen if the two devices simultaneously request the interrupt, then who has to be serviced first? That has to be decided, isn't it? And it is decided depending on the priority. So during the beginning of this presentation, we have seen a table, and there I have shown you the priority. So zeroth interrupt has highest priority, first interrupt has second priority, second interrupt has third priority, likewise. Now suppose interrupt number 0 and interrupt number 4 are simultaneously generated. They are generated at the same time. Then whose priority is higher? The priority of the zeroth interrupt is higher. So CPU will first serve the zeroth interrupt, and then after completion of the work, it will serve the fourth interrupt or fifth interrupt. Okay, so when multiple interrupts are generated, the CPU will serve highest priority interrupt first. So this issue is also handled by what is called as interrupt control unit. And to do this, interrupt control unit has two special function registers. And these two special function registers are called as IE and IP. The meaning of IE is that interrupt enable register, and IP is that interrupt priority register. By writing data into interrupt priority register, you can decide the priority. You can override the default priority. Okay, and by using interrupt enable register, you can enable the interrupts that you want to enable. Okay, so now what is the moral of the story, students? What we have learned today? We have learned the interrupt control unit, and we have learned the whole concept of the interrupt. What interrupt is, what are the different types of interrupts, what is the purpose of interrupt, what is interrupt service routine, and what is the function of interrupt control unit. There are two functions of interrupt control unit. The first function is to process the interrupts, and second function is to handle the priorities. These are the two main functions of interrupt control unit. And to do this interrupt control unit has two special function registers. One is called as IE, which is nothing but interrupt enable register, and second is IP, which is nothing but interrupt priority register. Okay, now we will see some images. Now carefully observe this animation and tell me what you are observing. Can everybody observe the animation? Can everybody observe the animation? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
What you can observe over here? What you can observe? There is an oscillator, isn't it? The oscillator will produce a clock pulses. The suitable frequency is generated, and this suitable frequency is given to this block. Which symbol is this, students? Which symbol is this? Which gate is this? Tell me.
And
Yes, correct. This is a AND gate. So you have to enable the timer. When timer is enabled, the clock pulses will be passed to timer unit. And what will happen? What will happen? Tell me. When timer unit has started, overflow flag is 0. When counting starts and when it reaches FF and again it goes to 00, overflow occurs. And when overflow occurs, this overflow flag, it becomes 1. And when this overflow flag becomes 1, this is applied to what is called as interrupt enable. And the signal interrupt enable is also made 1. and overflow of the timer is detected by detecting the overflow flag, which is also 1. When both of these are 1, the IE will generate a signal 1, and this will generate a signal 1, and this signal is nothing but an interrupt signal. So whenever timer overflows, the interrupt is generated. So you will require whole this hardware to generate the timer interrupt. Okay. When timer count becomes FF and again it goes back to 00, overflow occurs, overflow flag becomes 1, and at that time IE AND gate will generate the interrupt signal. Okay, are you getting the point? So internally this signal is used to detect whether the overflow has occurred in the timer unit of 8051 microcontroller. So this is one application of the microcontroller. Okay, as related to interrupt. Now here
मॅडम ते प्री स्केलर काय होतं?
prescaler is
Prescaler.
used to adjust the frequency of the clock. If the frequency of the clock is 12 megahertz, whole 12 megahertz is not useful for timer. You can use a different frequency. With help of prescaler, you can divide the frequency by 4, by 6, by 8, like this. And whichever frequency you want, you can select from this prescaler and you can apply it to the counter. A suitable frequency is generated with help of prescaler for the timer counter. Are you clear?
Yes.
Now let us move to the next figure. Here what you can observe, all 8051 interrupts and concerned logic. Okay, so here you can observe INT0 interrupt, INT1 interrupt, isn't it? Can you observe this? This is INT0, this is INT1, this is timer flag 0, this is timer flag 1, and both of these are serial interrupts. Okay, all of these are serial interrupts. Okay, TI and RI, transmit interrupt. This is a transmit interrupt and this is a receive interrupt. So we will require and or logic gate or logic for whole this. Okay, now here you can observe the interrupt is generated from this logic and this interrupt signal is given to the CPU. Okay, initially what CPU was doing, it was normally executing its program. Okay, so when CPU receives interrupt instruction, it will stop its execution here and it will move to the interrupt service routine as the address is given by this interrupt signal. So this interrupt signal will give the address of the interrupt service routine. So the task to be done is stored in this interrupt service routine. So CPU stops the normal application or normal execution. It will go to interrupt service routine, and when this interrupt service routine is completed, then it will again resume the normal execution of the program. This is the sequence in which the interrupts are executed or serviced. Interrupt is generated, CPU will stop normal execution, it will move to interrupt service routine, interrupt service routine will be executed, and at the end of interrupt service routine, it will again return back to the normal program execution. Are you getting the point, students? Are you getting the point?
मॅडम
हा,
मॅडम ते ES आणि EA काय?
ते आता नको अजून बघायला, ते आपण पुढे बघायचं आहे. ES आणि EA काय आहे, म्हणजे युजरशी रिलेटेड गोष्टी आहेत ह्या. EX0, EX1, ET0, ET1, ES वगैरे. हा, आणि हे जे आहेत बाकीचे फक्त इंटरप्ट्स आहेत. ओके, तुम्ही एक्सटर्नल इंटरप्ट INT0 बरोबर कसा वापराल, तर हा EX0 वापरून. ओके, तर ते आपण नंतर डिटेलमध्ये while studying interrupts we are going to study it. Now the scope here is only remember that how interrupts are executed.